What's up guys, Blade Master here, you're watching the Wolf of Remus Total War channel, and this is yet another Total War Rome 2 online battle replay, and in this one I have taken Egypt and my opponent has taken Epirus. We are fighting in a custom map. I found this guy on multiplayer battle and he seemed like actually a really good opponent. Usually I find that the stronger opponents are on quick battle, but there weren't many people who were playing on quick battle anyways, so I just thought I'd find whoever was online on the multiplayer rosters. So anyways, as Egypt, I've brought a total of 5 Egyptian pikemen up in front. Behind them I've brought a total of 3 mercenary Cretans. Yep, 3 Cretans and a couple of light peltas. And behind them I've brought a total of 2 Galatian Swordsmen, 1 Carian Axeman unit, a Sobek cultist, 1 Royal Peltist unit. So that makes up my infantry corps. I've only brought a couple of Ptolemaic cav, but I've also backed them up with 2 mercenary Kushite spearwomen. And these units will be very good, the Kushite spearwomen, because they have cavalry counter tactics, which would make them very useful. As long as you don't get your opponent to charge straight into them, they can be a very, very strong support spear unit. So my opponent has brought a levy pike line, 3 levy pikes, behind them 3 mercenary Cretan archers, and 1 javelin men unit. I presume he brought them because he thought that I'd bring elephants. He's also brought 1 Thessalian and 1 citizen cav on either flank. He's brought a whole bunch of hoplites, so we can see 2 hoplites over here and a couple of hoplites over here too. Total of 2 royal peltis units, I believe. Yeah, a couple of royal peltis. And a couple of militia hoplites as well. So all in all, I mean, it looks like his army is stronger than mine just from a unit standpoint. But if I am able to use my pikes well, then this game should be pretty easy for me to win. Now I'm going ahead and focus firing on one of his mercenary Cretans, and I'm also bringing one of my Ptolemaic cav to scare them off basically. But he brings his cavalry to countercharge, and I move back to the safety behind my pike line. Meanwhile, I believe he was advancing. No, he wasn't advancing. Whoops. Here my pike line just got distorted because of the whole when you like lock your formation, it always kind of fucks up with your pike line. I don't know why. But anyways, the result of my focus firing is evident. I mean, you can see that a lot of his Cretans are dying very quickly, and I believe he's firing on my pike line instead of my archers. It's not like he's focus firing on anyone, so it's just like he's firing on basically everyone up in front. Meanwhile, I'm dealing a lot of damage to his Cretans. I think this is a very essential move when you got like a big skirmish battle. And here I see a small gap, an opening, and then I just crush these javelin men with my Ptolemaic cav, and then it immediately retreat. So they've basically destroyed a javelin men unit and have got no casualties. So that definitely worked out in my favor. Now he is responding by trying to encircle. He's starting his whole encircle route, which makes sense. I mean, he has a much more maneuverable army than I do, but that could also not work in my favor because I can easily pull him into my pike box. He could be very easily tempted to try and force his way through, which could lead him to just attacking my pikes. Now I've destroyed one of his Cretans and I'm focusing on the other Cretans. A big part of me winning this game would be to destroy his skirmish line as soon as possible, because they would be the number 1 killer of pikes, and I believe they've already caused significant casualties on one of my pikemen. No, I believe maybe he changed the focus of his fire to my Cretans, so now it's more of an even battle. One of my Cretans are almost dead. Here his Thessalians are about to attack, or at least they're getting into a very precarious position. So I'm going to charge them in with my Ptolemaic cav, get a nice flank charge in, and I'm going to bring my Kushite spearwomen to assist in this battle immediately. So these women are really, really good because they have cavalry counter tactics, like I mentioned. So they would deal a lot of damage to these guys very quickly. Now he's moving up on this side as well, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to attack with my Ptolemaic cav, but he has much more timely spear support in this flank. His other spears are coming in right now, and yeah, they will cause some damage to my Ptolemaic cav, but they were kind of untimely. These hoplites are going to attack my pikemen, my Egyptian pikemen on the side, which is not going to be good news for me. Here I tried to move my pikemen to intercept these hoplites, but they've just moved past them very easily. I've popped cavalry counter tactics very early, and that should help in closing up this battle. But I need to move my Ptolemaic cav out of there as soon as possible. Here, one of my Cretan archers have died because of one of his, but I am barely winning the skirmish battle. I've got a slight edge up on him, but his citizens have managed to pull through some of my units, and they're busy attacking my mercenary Cretans. But it shouldn't last long because I've got a whole bunch of units who are behind them, and they're just going to put the hurt on them. Ptolemaic cav over here got about 20 kills. Got about 20 casualties, but they've destroyed the enemy Thessalians. And here his Royal Peltists are just attacking the... Well, he thought that they were attacking the rear, but I about-faced my Egyptian pike very early, and now my Light Peltists are just going to shower these guys with their javelins. They still have the penalty of attacking the rear because I moved them a bit too late, and they are going to break because of that. So while my intentions were right, the units were just not good enough, not high enough quality. Here these Egyptian pikemen are losing to these Hoplites because they got flank charged, but I have a lot of infantry support, and they will deal a lot of casualties to these guys. I was about to charge in with my Ptolemaic cav into these guys, but another thing that you need to remember about patch 15 is you really need to time your charges and get the proper angles on your charges for your shock cap to really work. So I'm just going to be a bit more patient. I've got, my Royal Peltis Gen who is attacking these guys, and he's going to last a while. So it's better if this is a much better tactic from me. I'm getting a great flank charge on the citizen cav, and they will die very, very quickly. Got the attack in the rear penalty, and they are dropping quite quickly. These Egyptian pikemen, I thought that I could use them more actively and try to help out in the flanks better, but it's not like they're doing a good job of that. Here his general is facing up against one of my Sobek cultists, and I wanted to get the whole fear effect done quickly, but it's not worked out in my favor at all. I do have a carrion axeman over here, and they have a lot of armor piercing, I believe. So I'm just going to use them to attack these hoplites. Meanwhile, my Galatian swords are just doing an incredible job. 80 kills because they rear charged one of those hoplite units, and now they've mopped up this battle. So I've got some more extra units whom I'm just going to do a hammer and anvil with them. Cretans got a bunch of got a bunch of kills, but they're just about done with their ammo. And I've still kept my light peltis unit on fire arrows, which is not a good move because my Sobek cultist has routed. But I'm ganging up on one of his hoplites, and they should die they won't die quickly actually. They take a whole lot of time to die. That's the selling point of these of hoplites in this new patch. Meanwhile, my Ptolemaic cav managed to get around after killing his citizen cav, and now they've attacked the last of his Cretans. And now they're in a very good position. They're going to be able to fight these levy pikemen and attack them from the rear while they're attacking my Egyptian pikes. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. He does about face with his spikes, but it's a bit too late. And what I should do is just immediately run away with my cav after charging them. Here it's just become a massive blob. My carrion axemen didn't really do too well because they've got attacked in the rear. But the Galatian Swordsmen are doing much, much better. 135 kills. How about that for a Galatian Swords unit? The Egyptian pike that got attacked in the rear also is getting smashed. My Royal Peltis Gen is doing so good. He's routed the enemy Royal Peltis, and now he's just fighting up with these militia hoplites, and they're just going to get smashed by him. He does have one Thessalian cav, I believe, that just came back from routing, but they're not going to deal much of damage to my Ptolemaic cav. Actually, no, they have, because these guys were low on HP, so pretty critical actually. You can see that they have got an experience chevron from that whole encounter. So let's take a look at the tactical map and see how it's going. Actually, we don't need to do that because we can see pretty clearly what's the main points of this battle. My army is disjointed, which is bad, but my Galatian swords are going to hold up these guys because I believe melee defense plays a slightly higher role in the new patch. At least that's just my opinion. He's forced his Royal Peltist unit out of that engagement, and now he's going to rear charge with them. So these Galatian swords are not going to last too much longer. They do have good morale for a unit that costs so less, but still, I mean, you can't really face a charge from a Royal Peltist and not rout. He's got one levy pike that's basically full strength, and they're just going to be fighting up against my mercenary Kushites. They did really well. These women did really well. 73 kills already. Actually, it's taken a while, but they've got 73 kills, which is good. But this is not a favorable encounter for them. I was about to attack these levy pikes, and some of my Ptolemaic cav did get caught, but I pulled them out just at the last minute. But it's still going to give them a morale debuff. But I do have another Ptolemaic cav over here, which is going to circle around and then try and charge him, or charge the rear of his levy pikes. Meanwhile, my mercenary Kushites, who have 60 base morale, that's incredible, are just, you know, slowly dying to these levy pikes. But they're doing a good job because they're holding them up, and that's going to give enough time for my shock cav to surround them. Now I'm issuing attack orders to my Egyptian pikes. We'll see how the attack orders actually fare in this new patch. So they are attacking basically everything they come in contact with. So some of them are attacking these levy pikes, some of them are attacking these militia Hoplites. Make of that what you will. I mean, I don't really know how that would really affect anything. But here I encountered one of his Hoplites, and they were just stranded. And I've rear charged them with some mercenary Cretans while I'm attacking them with mercenary Kushites. And I was hoping that the morale penalty would be enough, and I believe it is. It's going to be enough to kill them off, or at least rob them. Here I found like an inverse or an inverted pike box, and just trying to like. And oh yeah, this is one of my traditional pike moves. I moved my light pelters behind my pike line so that the AI still gives them an order to attack them, so they just get caught on my pikes. Here I'm rear charging his levy pikes with my Ptolemaic cav. These guys did really well, 168 kills, and the other one got something around 150 plus kills. My Royal Peltist unit, while they did incredibly well, they have no real purpose now because I can't really attack levy pikes from the front with them. And my Ptolemaic cav is doing the whole rear charging thing quite well. Galatian Swordsmen, these guys just did so well. 240 kills with a double experience chevron by the end of that game. They even lasted for a whole long time against these Royal Peltists. So definitely got to reconsider these guys. I mean, I would be much more open to picking these guys. They were already pretty strong. They were very useful units in attacking enemy spears on the flanks and stuff. But now they're just really good. At this point, I believe I've killed his Royal Peltist unit with that charge from my Ptolemaic cav, and I also popped in a war cry with my gen just to get like a nice little mass rout going. And yep, that's the end of the battle. Very close battle between both of us. He's a very capable player. You can see by these kills. I mean, just take a look at that. 1206 losses and 1587 kills. So just by the skin of my teeth, I was able to pull a victory. Mercenary Kushites shield women with the exact same number of kills. How's that? That's pretty cool. 77 kills, and they both got a lot of cavalry kills, which is good. One of my Ptolemaic cav got almost 200, and the other one got 122, which is very good. But obviously, the MVPs, the joint MVPs for this match were my two Galatian Swordsmen. Holy shit, 240 kills on one and 184 on the other. Like, what? That is insane. They did get a lot of spear troops, but considering the fact that these guys are only like 470 cost, and they were killing mostly Hoplites who were like 650 and stuff like that, they still did really well. Apart from that, I think my light pelters did okay. I mean, actually, they didn't really do too well. I should have removed fire arrows from my other light pelters much earlier, and they could have been a much more significant force. But yeah, I mean, I guess I won the game, so it's okay. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this battle. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more. Peace.